good, everybody? It's Hamza, and today, guys, I'm coming to you with a brand new video. This time, another discussion style of video, guys, and I'm sure you guys can see on the screen right now. We are talking about Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood, as well as just the time constraints as well in this current format, and what it means leading on to future formats. So without further ado, guys, we're going to quickly jump in the video, but before we do it, again, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's start off with the video. So again, Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood was kind of like the highlight of the WCQs, where whenever we saw this card, somebody was either going into time or really abusing the effect. And it's pretty sad because, like, how is this the first hand trap that people are saying, or the one Ghost Sister that people are saying to get banned when, like, Ash Blossom has been up for so long, even though of course it's not going to get banned because we need it. But basically this card says this: during each player's turn, except the end phase, quick effect, discard this card, apply this effect this turn. You can only use this effect once per turn. Each time your opponent special summons an effect monster during the main phase or battle phase, you gain life points equal to that monster's attack. If you did not gain life points, your life points are half. So one cute thing is, like, if you summon a monster with 0 attack and then pass your turn, your opponent's life points are half during the end phase. So in that regard, you technically can, like, counter it in time, but for the most part, Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood is kind of like what we've been seeing. So essentially what the first approach to this was, it was going to be like the cards like Maxi and D Shifter, whereas, like, once they're dropped, your opponent has to kind of make a really bad board. So this was like the pseudo Maxi or the bonus Maxi in that regard, where, okay, once I stand my phase, Ghost Sister my opponent, now he has to stop playing. But of course, because it has a life point manipulation effect, people will be using it in time, unfortunately. But to be honest, like, the new time rules, in my opinion, are better than the previous time rules, where the previous time rules were like turn based, and we were literally sitting at locals until like 11, 12, maybe even like 1 a.m. at some points. I remember one of my locals, we only had 3 rounds because of how long every single game went, right? Because you can't deal with, like, the random stun mirror matches, things of that nature. So in that regard, like, I'm not complaining about the time rules. I just think that cards like these, like, they're quote unquote scummy, but, like, what can you do, right? It's just the way that the format is with snake eye combos and things of that nature. And then I found a really cool article, or it's not here, but on TCG Player, where Christian Urena was actually siding Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood. And the reason for that is tier elements could make a card called Totally Awesome. Totally Awesome has the effect where it says, you can target one water monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So if you were to Ghost Sister your opponent, after you Ghost Sister your opponent and you Totally Awesome negate, you can add back Ghost Sister, and then you can do it again for the following turn to prevent your opponent from OTKing you or just winning in time, which is really good. Like, this card's really good because it prevents you from getting OTK, because, like, not a lot of decks can OTK, apart from Tenpai, but you guys will see a little funny thing about that later, as well as, like, of course, like I said before, preventing you from almost, like, losing a turn if you get stunned. Like, for example, if you get debarriered, things of that nature, you can null none. But moving on, I did see an article on Card Market where it said disadvantages of the new time rule. So this came out recently, and basically they said that it wasn't really an issue, and if you guys want to see it, of course, go ahead and check out Card Market. But they said it wasn't really an issue until True Draco started using emergency provisions to get ahead in life points. Once this happened, again, come the European Championship, Chi Element started using Volcanic Scattershot to kind of mill it. Sprite was using Red Resonator, and also Salamangreat, I believe, was using Red Resonator as well when they would summon. They also have Pero. Single decks were using Psychic Life Transfer, whatever, the Edison card. But technically, like, Scarlet was always the better card. And again, like I said, for Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood, Mourner's another good card because, like, it's a main deckable card that you can kind of prevent your opponent and then they burn as well. But Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood takes the cake. And then, of course, there was the famous Gaga Cowboy incident. We're not going to talk about it too much, but that was it for kind of a nice little, like, take on it, where, like, it sucks, but that's just the way the deck is. But personally, the way that the format is it's actually not too bad with Ghost Sister. It's just that the meta and the decks take so long. So, for example, if we look at NAWCQ versus Pac, they are in game 3, and there is only 14 minutes left, right? So again, you guys will see there's only 14 minutes left. So from here, I will go ahead and press play right here, and we're gonna quickly skip through, right? So they're chilling. You guys can now see that NAWCQ has activated null none. I think he activated it on, like, the snake eye or something, right? So he went bonfire, go ahead and get, I don't know why it's lagging, get Yubel, Black Witch, whatever, and then he goes summon, and then he goes activate null none, right? So now his life points are slowly gaining. So as he is slowly gaining life points, you guys can see the time is dwindling down. One cool thing about that is, although he did do it, it only took 3 minutes off the clock, but not only is Pac in a vulnerable state because he had to kind of make a weak board, I would say. It's still pretty good because Snake Eye's, like, really nasty with, like, this plus, like, back row and things of that nature. But NAWCQ has also gained life points, so now what he can do is he can more or less just play through his combo, do what he needs to do, and although because because he is already above life points, he doesn't need to worry about the battle phase. Or if Pac successfully stops his plays and things of that nature and kind of prevents LAWCQ from getting the OTK off, he is still above life points, and then on the swing back, Pac needs to OTK him through his additional life points. So you see, there's a 5k 5100 life point discrepancy on top of everything else. So now you guys can see here, they're just going through blah 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 whatever. Time is switching, right? So you guys can see when LAWCQ had the time, it was I think 11 minutes left, I was saying. So now look, the time is slowly dwindling down as he's already above the 5k threshold. So now you guys can see time is slowly moving down. LAWCQ enter battle phase. Now you can start comboing. So now Pac only has 3 minutes to try and play during his turn, and LAWCQ is not only above 5k, but now he's actually above 10k because of the Spooky Dogwood. So being able to do 10k, not a lot of decks can do that, unless you're 10-5, of course. And a lot of decks are kind of moving away from access code, where you get like the big one shot. So you guys can see here, Pac is comboing, he's comboing, and now he proceeds to enter battle phase, but it doesn't matter because time is called, and now he is up 10,000. But that's not all. So that was a time iteration where, like, if you get null none in time, like, you're gonna be really salty, but that's just the way that it is. Like, you officially become the Time Lord. But this is one that was, again, this is the more important one right here, like, I'm not gonna lie, but there's 17 minutes left. Esteban versus Julio. He goes, activates this to summon out, so that's No Shade Drago. He used No Shade Drago effect, and he chains null none. There's 17 minutes left in the game, and he has null none his opponent, which is crazy. But you guys will see here, right? Because this actually ends up becoming a deciding factor, because look, as time slowly starts to dwindle, he's comboing, things of that nature. He said, screw it, I'm a combo through, right? Look how high Esteban's life points go to. He goes to 28,000. Now, it doesn't matter because there's 8 minutes left. So now Esteban can be like, oh, I'm gonna just combo, and if I can't OTK, he cannot kill me. He cannot do 28,000. I believe that Tenpai can only do, like, what is it, like 18 or 19,000, depending on how they use the resources. Maybe 2k, but, like, I really don't think so. But look, now he has successfully used the null none. There's still 7 minutes left in time, but he's just chilling. And look, his opponent is trying to deal the damage through it. Even through that one big push, he only was able to do like 10k damage, which is kind of funny, and then the game results in a win, and time hasn't even been called yet. That's what the crazy thing is, right? Because now on the swing back, he can OTK. So that's what I was saying, which is one of the benefits to this, and that's what Christian Urena was doing when he was playing Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood, with the totally awesome in it as well. But then moving on to just like one very funny thing, like Pac tweeted and he said, it haunts me, and LAWCQ said, I'm sorry, oh my god, haha, so funny. So that was, in my opinion, something pretty funny. But then this is one really key thing to know, guys. Moving into the Revenge or Rise of the Duelists or Rise of the Army or whatever, Rhoda, whatever the format is, right? Revenge of the Abyss. Basically, we have these new Ice Barrier cards, or sorry, not Ice Barrier, Atlantean, like Mermail support cards. One thing to know about this is pretty nasty, is they also play the Mourner, or what card is this? Oh, Spooky Dogwood. They also play the Spooky Dogwood in the extra deck or side deck or main deck, because they can actually make cards like totally awesome. They also have other water cards for them to go ahead and search as well. They can play the Water Charm, which is going to be pretty funny as well, because it's going to be pretty good. And then it also gets good because I believe Perulia is also a water monster, so there's that as well, guys. But that's just my take on the current format. I think it's a perfectly fine format. I think the time rules are perfectly fine. I just think that, unfortunately, because Snake Eye and Yubel take so long to combo, Ghost Sister becomes a really good card. And it's pretty funny, honestly, because people are literally saying this card needs to get hit, which in my opinion, it doesn't need to get hit. We just need a ban list to kind of relax the format, where it's kind of a fair game, a fair pace. Snake Eye just too much above, like a cut above the rest. Things of that nature, guys. But my name's Hamza, like I always say, guys, keep on shining, never go on your dreams. Peace.